Assalamu alaikum, dear all students. Welcome to BSS Online Education. This is your second video of the semester. The first semester is already done. We have completed different chapters on that. And in the second semester, we have got one video that was related with the clause. And this video is related with classification of sentence according to structure. As I've told you at the beginning of the this semester, that your each chapter will be related with each other. For that reason, you have to be regular to watch the videos, as you have to be regular in the class as well. So look at the screen now. If we are discussing about the classification, according to structure, there are three kinds of sentence: simple, compound, and complex. Okay, so if we want to know the definition of this classification of sentence according to structure, usually we used to go for the simple first, then we go for compound, and then complex. But here I've tried to show you something different, that as we have done clause, so it will be easier for us to understand complex at the beginning, as because of complex is related with clause. Okay, so let's see. We'll try our best to understand in the easiest way. For that reason, we can remember for a long time. Okay, so let's see. A complex sentence is a sentence that contains one independent and at least one dependent clause. When these two types of clauses appear in a sentence, it's called complex sentence. So what we have understood, that in a complex sentence, there should be an independent and a dependent clause. So if a sentence is included with independent and dependent clause, that sentence will be complex sentence. Okay, let me remind you something that we have done in the previous video, that what is independent clause. An independent clause functions on its own to make a meaningful sentence and looks much like a regular sentence. So just like in another way, we can say that an independent clause is a complete sentence. Okay, it's a meaningful complete sentence. You can see the example. I saw an accident. It's a complete sentence. And dependent clause, that cannot function on its own because it leaves an idea or thought unfinished. It is also called subordinate clause. A dependent clause cannot form a complete sentence. So on the other hand, we can say that dependent clause means an unfinished clause. That means it depending on the something more, just like some part of the sentence is left. Okay, so how can we identify that is dependent? From the subordinators. Okay, when, which, while, where, if, all these are the subordinators. If you'll see at the beginning of the clause, there will be subordinators. That will be dependent clause. So look at the example now. I saw an accident while I was passing through the road. Look at the second part of the sentence, while I was passing through the road. So if I would say I was passing through the road, that would be a complete sentence or principal clause. As I have added here while, so it has become dependent clause. And this part of the sentence is depending on the another part of the sentence, that is, I saw an accident. So this is a complete sentence, and this sentence is called complex sentence. Okay, so let's go for the final example of complex sentence, that in short, in all, we can say that while I was passing through the road, I saw an accident. This I saw an accident is principal clause, and while I was passing through the road is subordinate clause. And the complex sentence will be, while I was passing through the road, I saw an accident. Okay, one part is incomplete, another part is complete. You have to keep in your mind. Let's go for the compound sentence. It's also very much easy. Difference between complex and compound is, complex has two parts, but two parts, one part is complete, another one is incomplete. But compound sentence, it has also two parts, but both of the parts are complete. You can see a compound sentence is a sentence that has at least two independent clauses joined by a comma, semicolon, or conjunction. So what have we understood? That at least two independent clauses should be there. Independent clause means two complete sentences. So let's see the example. I knocked him for several times, but he didn't respond. You can see, if I will just like take out the but from the sentence, it will be I knocked him for several times, he didn't respond. Both are complete sentence, but these two are joined with the conjunction but. Okay, so this is a compound sentence. So in case of compound sentence, you can also understand the compound sentences. Two sentences will be there, joined or linked with conjunction. Okay, in case of example of conjunction, you can keep in your mind the example of fanboys, where there it has different meaning of fanboys. F for, A for and, N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, S for so. So these are some examples of conjunction. You can find out more. Let's go for the last one, simple sentence. It is simple as its name. You can see a simple sentence has the most basic elements that make is a sentence. Okay, so a simple sentence is very much simple. It should have its basic meaning, a subject, a verb with a complete thought. On the other hand, we can say that an independent clause is a simple sentence. Yes, so not only independent clause, the other name of independent clause, as we know, that principal clause. Principal clause is also a simple sentence. You can see example, failure is the pillar of success. So this sentence is very much simple. It has its own meaning. It has a subject, it has a verb, and it has a finishing. So we can say it's a simple sentence. So what have we understood from the whole discussion? That if we want to learn classification of sentence according to structure, so it's better to go with the complex sentence at the beginning if you know the clause very well. But if you don't know, it will be a challenge for you to understand simple, complex, and compound comparison among them, and so a lots of pressure over there. So it's better for you to understand the clause first, okay, then go for the complex, then compound, and then simple. So practice at home, and see you in the next video. Bye for today.